Alright, what is going on, guys? Spiteful host back again, coming at you with the top 10 Hart characters. Now, this list was actually really difficult to put together, or at the very least order it properly, in my opinion anyways. So keep in mind that this character, we're going to start off with the honorable mentions, and we're going to go into Mashiro. Now, Mashiro is quite interesting because she is the free-to-play true Bankai Ichigo. Obviously she's not actually free to play, but she's pretty much a discount Ichigo. She's a strong attack recharge character with a team boost, but she has literally limited to no range. She doesn't really do much aside from that boost. Alright, and next on the list, in my opinion, one of the most fun to play characters in the entire game is Movie 1 Ichigo. Now, Movie 1 Ichigo has a strong attack recharge link of 14%. He does rock Frenzy and 745 spiritual pressure with a Hollow Killer. His problem honestly lies with the fact that he does not have a devastation, which actually hinders him quite a lot in stages such as Guild Quest and then Senkaimon as well. Aesthetically, this character is gorgeous. From the blue flames to the tag team Senna animation for his special, this character is just really fun to play with. And literally just scratching there is New Year's Ruka. Now, New Year's Ruka is actually quite a good character. She's a Soul Reaper affiliation with an Arankar killer. She does rock a full screen third strong attack along with Frenzy and 774 spiritual pressure. She rocks long reach and bruiser of 20% with a devastation of 40% and paralysis immunity, which seems to be actually becoming more prevalent nowadays. Keep in mind, unfortunately, unlike other Rukias, she actually doesn't have any status ailments, which in my opinion hinders her quite a lot. Aesthetically, she's a gorgeous character with her second strong attack, a walking vortex that surrounds her that doesn't seem to last very long, if at all. I feel like I would have rather had her have like a long range beam or something along those lines. But she is rocking an 8, 16, and 24 second cooldown, and on top of that, she actually is a 25 stamina recovery link, which is something that we haven't had in quite a while. At worst, she's a heal link for autoing content in the game, which is not necessarily a bad thing in today's standards. On the list, we have the one and only non-sexualized Orihime in the game that's actually useful. She is a damage reduction 20% link, human affiliation, and captain killer. I feel like they try to make her for PvP, but with a bruiser of 50% and a damage reduction 20%, honestly, she ended up just being relegated as an Hana link. Like, let's be real here. If you have Hana, you're using her over this Orihime. Like, most of the people that actually summoned on this banner were summoning for her as a link. Oh, it feels bad, man. Yo, she has a weakened attack on her special, which in my opinion is useless. Berserker of 40%, which is kind of useless considering her abysmal spiritual pressure of 622. And then devastation of 30%, which is below average of any standard. And then on top of that, she's rocking 760 attack and 1052 stamina, which is incredibly good. Now, she is a range character, which in my opinion is pretty good. Unfortunately, her second strong attack is a barrier, which in my opinion kind of hurts her. Most of these NAD characters that end up having a barrier, heal, or even boost usually have a rough time actually guard breaking their enemy. And with this character, there's no exception. Except, unfortunately, unlike a heal or a boost, you're not really doing anything for the party. I don't like barriers simply because why not just either kill the unit or help kill the units nowadays? There's no real need for a barrier yet. I would definitely like to see KLab implement some kind of like full screen mechanics for the bosses to actually make use of these barriers in the future. Now, if that actually happens, these characters will be valued a lot more highly. But until then, Orihime, at the very least, you're still on this list. R.I.P. Child Beater Edition Daddy Ryukin. Alright, and ninth on the list, and still one of the best characters in the game in my opinion, Ichimaru Gin. This character was made to last from the moment he was released. Having good range on his second strong attack, a lunge first strong attack, and a full screen third strong attack, he's kind of the template nowadays for a lot of these characters, along with Fullbring Ichigo. He is a Soul Reaper captain with Soul Reaper killer, which in my opinion is actually really valuable. He's rocking a strong attack damage 20% link along with Frenzy, 692 spiritual pressure, under 700, but still, like, he does have poison on all of his attacks. He has over 1000 stamina, and he's also rocking a havoc of 20%, making his strong attacks even that much more useful. With a long reach and bruiser of 20%, Frenzy, debilitator of 2 seconds for the poison on all of his attacks. One thing to note is the fact that he does not have devastation. He does have a debilitating poison with blast zone of 30%. You're not going to be nuking as hard as you normally would want to with his specials. Alright, and eighth on the list, List a character that I've been wanting for quite some time. Stark is an Espada with a Hollow Killer. Rocking a strong attack damage 25% link is no joke, along with a 741 spiritual pressure with Frenzy. He is rocking above average attack of 645 and 1007 stamina. Long reach 20% is kind of cute. He does have the standard devastation of 40%. Despite him not having status ailments, having a lunge strong attack with a little shot at the end to make up for the lack of range of the original lunge, a second strong attack with actually really good range on it, and then a full screen third strong attack. This character is not really wanting for much, and he's just an overall good value character. Alright, and next on the list, and one of the few hybrid characters that's only on these lists simply because their specials makes them viable. She is a bruiser 40... She's a bruiser. Well, damn, you're not... She's been abused enough. I need to relax. Now, she is a Hollow Killer with a Soul Reaper affiliation. She does have a bruiser of 40% with a normal attack damage 20% link. She's rocking 708 attack and 724 spiritual pressure. So this character is definitely made to be a hybrid character. With a berserker of 30% and bombardment on their special, along with a weakened defense on their special, this character makes a very good nuke and a very good argument to make use of these more hybrid-esque characters. Rocking a special that actually protects your allies, which means that they actually resurrect with 50% of their health. You effectively make autoing much easier, especially for harder content in the game. And then on top of all that, she has confusion on all of her attacks. Now keep in mind, I don't particularly like confusion, but I will take confusion over nothing at all. With 1040 stamina and above average defense, this character is just a standard good character. Alright, and next on the list, and honestly, ever since I started playing with him, I actually like him a lot more than I did. Well, I actually like him quite a lot now. But that is Tag Team Izuru. In my opinion, him having Soul Reaper and a Rancor Killer actually deters that damage reduction link. Just because in harder content, he makes actually more effective use of that Soul Reaper and a Rancor Killer than he would a strong attack damage or strong attack recharge link. With a long reach and bruiser of 20% and a devastation of 40%, he does have weakening on all of his attacks. His first strong attack is a good lunge. His third strong attack has very good range. Despite not being a full screen, it does surround him. And then on top of that, he has a second strong attack with some of the best range in the game. Rocking 737 spiritual pressure, above average attack at 646, and 1028 stamina. This character is made to last, and honestly, it shows. Alright, and next on the list, we have Ruka Dokugamine. Labu Laibu Halloween Edition. Now, honestly, she brings quite a lot of value to your roster just simply because of her traits. From being a human affiliation with no affiliation killer, strong attack recharge link with weakening on everything. She does have frenzy, 765 spiritual pressure, 638 attack, 1047 stamina, long reach and bruiser 20%, devastation 40%, debilitator plus 5 seconds, freeze immunity. Like, this bitch does it all. Like, she's just absolutely nuts. Her third strong attack, despite not being full screen, does have good range on it. Her second strong attack, one of the better lunges in the game. Her first strong attack, I wish it was a lunge, but I'll take what it is. I mean, it pretty much useful in all PvE content. This character is just great. A full screen special with weakening, with debilitator, like, there's really not much else I can say besides just like, damn. Alright, and next on the list we have School Uryu the Shooter, you know what I'm saying? Now this character is just really fun to play with. Strong attack recharge 12%, human affiliation, a Rancor Killer, burn on everything except for his normal attack. And with 645 attack, which is above average for a character with frenzy. He is rocking 770 spiritual pressure, so they didn't nerf him in that regards either. Above average defense and 1047 stamina. This character is just made to last. Bruiser 20%, which is pretty standard. Devastation 40% with burn and debilitator on his special is really good. He does have weakened attack, but I kind of use that as a toss away skill. And rocking sprinter and frenzy. This character is just incredibly fun to play with. Unfortunately, he does have some drawbacks in terms of his kill potential, simply because he has a vortex crawling second strong attack. His first strong attack is range collision based, meaning it's inconsistent, and then his third strong attack is not really ideal. Now his third strong attack only hits in front of him and doesn't really have good range on it unless you decide to fully charge it up, in which case it actually deals quite incredible damage. And then on top of that, his special is a full screen. So overall, this character is just good value, and he definitely brings a good addition to your roster, especially considering the new content with Senkaimon. Alright, and next on the list, we have Hart Kaname. Now, I don't know what K-Lab was thinking when they made him, but when he first came out, he was an absolute monster. And honestly, if I had to call him, if I had to give him a version, I would call it the redeemed version, because Hollow Kaname was garbage. The speed of Kaname that wasn't a hollow was garbage. Every single Kaname was trash until they decided to release this guy. 1018 stamina, 737 spiritual pressure, 645 attack. This character was made to last with the Soul Reaper killer, strong attack recharge 12%. He is rocking a Havoc of 20%, and despite not having a full screen third strong attack, it sure feels like it. A second strong attack with a crawling vortex, a first strong attack with some good range on it. Despite being range collision based, it does feel good to play with this character. Strong attack recharge, Soul Reaper killer, frenzy, 737 spiritual pressure, weakening on everything. And then on top of all that, they decided to slap Debilitator on him with Devastation 40%. Like, this character is clearly made to last, and it definitely shows. Alright, and second on the list, Ichigo Kurosaki 1000 Year Blood War Bankai Edition. Oh my god. Like, this character is probably one of my most fun to play characters in the entire game. Rocking 778 spiritual pressure, 642 attack, 1053 stamina, stats clearly made to last. Strong attack recharge of Soul Reaper killer, affiliation of Soul Reaper. Strong attack recharge of 12%. Soul Reaper affiliation with Soul Reaper killer. He does have frenzy, devastation of 40%. Enhancer for his team boost, making him have an infinite boost should you build him that way. Despite not having any status elements, this character hits like a nuke, and he honestly just tears through anything in his path, depending on the content that you're running. He does have paralysis and weaken immunity to help combat versus Yuha Bahal. But honestly, in the new content that's coming out, I think that these immunities are actually going to be a lot more relevant in the future. And then on top of that, he does have a bruiser of 20% to help with his NAD, especially considering that he does have a team boost for his second strong attack. He won't have his strong attacks all the time, so having his NAD actually be useful with the buff and the bruiser, I think is definitely a nice touch to this character. Alright, and let's be real here, guys. Hana is still the best character in the game. She's literally the best character in PvP. She's literally the best character to auto content. She's literally the best character to do everything. Should I go on? No? Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, we can end the list here and now. Alright, fine. I'll get into the damn character. Relax, okay? Like, chill. Don't strong arm me, asshole. From having a captain killer to a damage reduction link to team heal to poise to flurry. Having a berserker of 30%, making her an actual viable hybrid character should you actually decide to be a blaspheming bastard and decide to build her that way. A long reach of 20% as if her NAD wasn't already good enough. She has a lunge strong attack 1 with a full screen third strong attack to help with guard break. A team heal if that wasn't already busted enough. And then on top of all that, she has a team heal special with a small chance to insta-kill. Like, yeah, la gran puta, yo. 766 attack, still the highest attack stat for Hart, despite having flurry, 1024 stamina, 620 spiritual pressure, above average defense at 361. This character is made to last, and it shows. Still the best character in the game, in my opinion. For all I care, she can literally just die in a hole. Unfortunately, she's a time-limited character, and I really hope that you guys pull her when she's out, and I hope that you don't go balls deep. Yo, RIP to the homie Tiger. Oof. But man, yo, I'm telling you, like, this character is just, she's just levels of broken to the she's just levels of broken to the likes we will most likely not see for at the very least another 6 months. Ain't that about a bitch? I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all know this guy's grind on, catch him, pin me up, stay blessed. But like most of these lists, top 10s are opinion based. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Take care, guys.
雑教はこれにておしまい。